Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. Alright, let's talk about Ridge and Carter, because I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know what Ridge is actually upset about anymore. At first, that, screw it. I was like, maybe I should actually be nice today. Maybe I should be nice to her today. No, that piece of garbage Grace told Ridge that Carter was harassing Paris, okay? And I've talked in length about that. I'm not going to really get into it, but let's just sit there and say I am very, very, very pissed off about that for so many reasons. But when Ridge comes in there and talks to Carter, he it's not like he comes in and he's like, "Yo, is these allegations true? Like, are you really harassing one of our employees or anything like that?" No, no, that's not what he says at all. He's just like, "What's going on with you? Oh, I thought Paris was a Zen day. What's that about?" And Carter's all like, "Oh, well, Paris is my future, and I'm tired of being alone, and I'm tired not to have, I'm tired not, tired of not having my happy ending like everyone else." And I'm just like, what are we even talking about? Because my understanding of this whole conversation is him confronting you about allegations of you harassing Paris. Not that they're talking about your love life and how worried he is about you and you're going through something. I'm like, bro, this is your job. Like, he's like, you can. He almost like he came at him like, you're my friend. You can sit there and talk to me about this. Uh, I I don't know if this place got an HR department, but I'm pretty sure this is more than a basic. We can just sit there and just have a little powwow. Okay, so they start talking for a little bit. Taylor walks in there. Taylor's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt." I was like, "Well, if you're that sorry, you just walk right back out of here. You can just sit there and say, nah, it's cool. Y'all doing your thing. I'm just gonna just head on out." But Carl's like, "Oh, he's all yours." Now at this point, they just pretty much kind of talk about the same thing: Steffi, the kids, Finn, blah 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 blah. The usual stuff. I don't really know what the hell Lee is doing at this point, and I really don't understand her motivation about why she wants to keep Finn away from them. Now, when they call her up, because they're like, how's Lee doing? What's going on with Lee? We haven't talked to Lee in a while. And Taylor's like, we got to call her. Taylor calls Lee, and Lee acts just completely standoffish. And I get it, your son died and everything like that, but you gotta understand, like, they loved your son also, and their daughter was married to your son. So while I understand that she's going through an enormous amount of pain and everything like that, I'm like, girl, what is with the attitude? I'm like, Jesus Christ, lady. Um, they're like, what's going on? How you been doing? This, that, and the third. She's just being her usual standoffish self. Jeez, I'm sitting there wondering, like, granted, I don't condone cheating, but I'm like, who is Finn's dad again? I know I always call him Alcazar. I forgot his name. And he has a mustache. And anyway, I'm gonna be honest. If I was married to somebody like that, I may sit there and think about getting divorced too. I wouldn't cheat, but I would definitely no, no. Now Taylor wants to get Finn's ashes so this way Stephanie can somehow get closure. I don't really understand how Ash is supposed to give her closure, but Lee says something. I don't exactly. Oh, one of the things she said was, "Oh, so that means y'all can sit there and move on. Y'all can move on without my son." And I'm like, so you do realize that it was Sheila that shot Finn, not them. I can see if this was a rivalry or somebody from Stuffy's past or Ridge past or something along those lines. But she's all like, "Oh, well, so you guys can sit there and move on." I'm like, you know, uh, I don't agree with cheating, but I'm starting to actually feel bad for your husband, and I don't understand why he is trying so desperately hard to sit there and try to get back with you. I don't even know if he is at this point. He probably just gave up, to be honest. There was something else he says, something along the lines of, "Oh, you got mixed up with them," and I'm like, "Is this chick on drugs? Like, I don't understand. How is she sitting up there blaming them for something that crazy ass Sheila did?" After she gets off the phone, I'm sitting there thinking that Finn's gonna wake up. He's gonna wake up at some point, but he doesn't. Now she gets a knock on the door. She said, "Who is it?" She doesn't get an answer. Most people that don't get an answer, you're not gonna sit there and just let's just see who it is. That's why you have peepholes for. Oh no, not the great Lee. No, she just opens the door and it's Sheila. And Sheila's like, "Where's my son?" Um so yeah. So Quinn is sitting there talking to Eric, and she's pretty much just trying to get him to open up. She's like, "Listen, I don't want you to sit there and have to be carrying this heavy burden by yourself. Like you're worried about so many people, and we're here for you. Like I mean, I'm here for you. Let me lighten some of your load. You don't have to sit there and go through whatever you're going through alone. Let me in." And Hope comes by. This is when they're seem like they're about to get into a conversation about this. Hope comes by. Hope's like, "Oh, I just came here for work, but I see you guys are busy and everything like that." And at this point, Eric's like, "Oh, I gotta go to the club. I got a meeting at the club. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go right now." I'm just like, bro. Listen, I'm gonna sit there and just be honest with you, and I hate that they're saying this. And granted, this is a level of trust and things of that nature. But I'm gonna be completely honest. If your man isn't there constantly running to the club all the time to play, what is he playing? Pickleball or something like that? Basketball, football. I don't care what sport he isn't there playing. If he's not there running out all the time, you might want to might be a little kind of worried. Okay, you might want to sit there and start questioning him. Okay, you might want to start questioning him why. And the thing is, he does this out of random. He can literally be in the middle of a conversation with someone or just sitting there. "Yep, I gotta go to the club. Yeah, I gotta go right now." He's done that a couple of times with Reg, and Reg is like, "You gotta go right now. I mean, you gotta play pickleball right now." And he's like, "Yeah, I gotta do it. I gotta do it right now." I'm just like, all right, bro. So anyway, he jets off, and Hope's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to sit there and interrupt what y'all were doing." It's like, "No, no, no, everything is fine. We're good." And then Hope is like, "Well, are you sure? Because I didn't mean to overhear anything, but it sounded like what y'all was saying was serious. So I just want to know if everything is okay." It's like, Hope, she just said that she's fine. She literally just said that she's fine. Okay, if she's fine, and even if you don't think she's fine, do you not hear her tone? This woman seems like she want to open up to you about anything, and she just keeps going and going and going and going. And finally, Carter comes in there. He's like, "Oh, well, I gotta go." I'm like, "Hope, I, I don't know about you, girl. I really don't know about you." So Carter comes over, and he makes up an excuse. He's like, "Oh, I had to go see Eric about something." And at this point, when Hope was there, she's like, Quinn was like, "Well, he's at the club again. Just always at that damn club." Hope leaves. And Quinn is like, "Did you really come over here to give Eric some work or whatever, or to see Eric about work?" He's like, "Well, no, but I really want to sit down and talk to you." Quinn's like, "Yo, we can't we can't do this." And here's the thing: instead of Carter opening up about the fact that there's allegations against harassment, I don't even know if Carter actually even I don't know if Ridge actually even said that. I don't remember she said, I don't remember. I have to tell you the truth. I think it was like Friday or something. But instead of him sitting there saying, "You know what, listen, I might be in trouble. My job might be on the line. On the line. I mean, your husband is, the head boss, and maybe can kind of put in a good word in case, things don't really look so good for me." No, that's not what he does. It's all like, "Oh, I gotta sit there. I gotta be with Paris because I can't be with you." And I'm just like, bro, we are actually sitting there having the same conversation again. At this point, this is just laughable. This is just laughable at this point. Meanwhile, Eric, of course, is hanging out with Donna. As not. I mean, to be honest, I don't know what she was wearing, but she looked pretty good in it. can't sit there and think of an outfit that Donna doesn't look good in. Anyway, he's over there. I'm just like, so how did that breakup work? When we came in there, you were all like, oh, we can't do this anymore. And then you had sex with her, and then you were just like, we can't do this anymore. And he comes back over there today, and he's just all happy and everything like that. Now, of course, he's like, I feel so guilty. Lying to Quinn. You feel really guilty, right? Is this before or after you had sex with her again? Which one is it? Because I'm losing a little bit of track here. Like, what's going on? So he pretty much says to her, and this is in no way, shape, form a compliment. Okay, I want you to understand that this is not a compliment. This is kind of an insult, in a lot of ways when you think about it. So he's all like, listen, I'm just so stressed with work and everything and family and stuff, and it's just so good that I can sit there and come to you and I can just relax. I'm like, bro, it almost sounds like you basically sitting there saying, well, I got a lot of stress going on. I can always just come to you to, get my rocks off. Okay? That's what I heard. Okay? That's what I heard. And not to sit there and play the gender card, but I'm a man and I heard that. Okay? I can't imagine how that actually comes across when you're saying it to a woman. All right? I heard that. But she is smiling and I'm just like, you know, I don't feel bad for you because you know what you're getting yourself into, but you don't really seem like you're that bright. And I don't know if you're confusing his version of love with him just using you. And you just, the sad part is that I'll take that back. I'll take back the brightness because I don't think that she's confused. I think that I really feel like she knows that she's being used and she's okay with it. And I'm going to be completely honest. There is no situation where it's ever okay to feel like that. I'm not saying that they're trying to make this sound like a PSA, but there's never a situation where it's ever okay when you know you're being used. It's not a good situation, and it's never okay to sit there and think that you're in a good situation because you're not. Um, Afterwards, you talk about honey because that's the thing. I'm just like, bro, have you actually tried that with Quinn? Because yeah, Quinn does look kind of good. I mean, just saying, try some with some honey. You know, I'm trying not to sit there and get into too much detail, but man, when Donna had that honey and her thing, I was like, it was just a good moment. And I'm just like, bro, you can try that with Quinn. And you can try, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to sit there and test out new things that you may like with her. I'm pretty sure she would be more than receptive. Like, bro, what are you doing? Anyway, you talk about honey, then you get into a pillow fight because I don't, at this point, does it even matter why? Does it even really matter why? So anyway, they get into a pillow fight. Now, Quinn's ring is going off. His heart is elevating, it's going up high and everything like that. Now she's worried again. Like, this is the second time it went up. Why don't you go and see what's going on at this club? Now, apparently, is this like a real club? Because Hope said, you know what, listen, I'm going to the club anyway, whatever. So she goes there and she doesn't see him. That's when she says, going to the club. She gets to the club. Okay, I don't know what kind of connections this man has. He's rich. So who knows? Anyway, she's walking by and she overhears Donna and Eric laughing. She goes over and she takes a look. She sees them making out. And at this point, I'm just like, oh, that was so great. It's like watching dominoes. When the wind blows and you can see it starts to slide over a little bit, at this point, the first domino just hit. Boom. And at this point, it's a slow burn, so we're just going to sit there and wait this one out. But, oh, man, when his house of cards come crashing down around him, it's going to be a glorious sight. It's going to be a glorious sight. And I know, as a man, that, us men are supposed to then have this bro code, this bro code. But I can't co-sign what he's doing to an extent. I can't co-sign to what he's doing to an extent. Yes, I do believe in fair play. Okay, I'm not a fan of cheating, but I am a fan of fair play. But my whole thing is like Quinn had her time in the sun with Carter, going all night long. Okay, now you had your time in the sun going with Donna, as long as you can go with a woman that is like probably 30 years younger than you. Okay, but at some point, you know, you should probably just kind of got off the ride and be like, listen, we had our fun. I kind of got whatever I got to get out of my system as far as the whole fair play thing. How about we just kind of call it a wrap? Nah, you just taking this just. So I'm like, bro, and on top of that, you're using Donna. I don't care if she's a participant or not. You're using Donna, and you're lying to Quinn. And as much as I'm not exactly a fan of Quinn, and I'm not a fan of what she did, and I do believe in fair play, I'm like, bro, at some point, like, this woman really thinks that you are hella faithful. And she feels even more like dirt because she feels that you wouldn't do something like that. And there's a small part of me that's like, damn, I almost actually feel bad for her. Because she really has no idea. And even though, yes, she deserves to be cheated on because she did it first, come on, bro. You know? You know exactly what that's like. Why would you do that to somebody else? You just you used 2 pages today, surprisingly. No, yeah, he doesn't wake up. Oh, and Baker. Baker, I was like, I knew I almost forgot something. Baker came to talk to Steffi about Sheila. Now, apparently, he's going to sit there and tell both of them that Sheila is on the run, on the loose, and some guy named Mike got her out. Well, that's probably not what he's going to sit there and say, maybe, but I don't know. Still don't know who this Mike character is. But anyway, whoever this Mike character is, certainly like Sheila. I feel like that's pretty much about it. So with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. I'll see you in the next video.